play against someone on the other side of the world, if you did choose to play against them, you're a bit of a deficit, right? The information has to travel all the way from here, all the way over to there, but it looks to me like we are ready to go.
Looks like we have loaded up. We have dropped from the battle bus already. I am PookieFace. I am here with Aussie Antics. We are going to be casting the first game together today. How pumped are you to be here? We're finally on the map. I know these players have been getting a little bit antsy, waiting for us to drop in, but this is it.
He always drops Pleasant Park and he's gone there again. Hey, you can hear it from the crowd. You can tell as soon as it goes on Laserbeam. We have Laserbeam, Rel, and Hughes dropping Risky. Laserbeam playing to the crowd.
Look at Laserbeam go. They've landed here at Risky. Interesting POI, point of interest. Now, we didn't have Risky Reels for a long time. They actually took it out. Look at him, just best mating for everybody here in the crowd. They love it. Laserbeam has been known for antics such as these, but it is early game. He does have the opportunity to take things a little bit more on a lighter note. It is end game where things are going to get a little bit more serious, but if you take a look in the lower right-hand corner, you can see the mini-map. Fresh is not letting these guys get away. He doesn't have a sniper, unfortunately, but he does have that AR, and he is going to take a couple of shots onto George, hit him for 30 shield. His shield does get ripped off. It is now his turn to take a little bit of damage. He is trying to build up and ramp up, reinforce that as he goes, but unfortunately, he is going to kind of take a passive stance at this point and hopefully see if he can get a little bit more damage. Takes a couple shots, unfortunately misses there.
We're seeing the experience here. Like I said, Fresh, Lockie, and Enshway have been playing together. You instantly saw Enshway, again, being the celebrity here, and he built up and he took some shots. He had a good level of protection there. He has definitely been coached by Fresh and Lachlan here, so we can see the shots coming out now. It's going to be one of our first trio engagements. He's pushing up higher. Fresh trying to push forward. He has 47 materials, which should be enough to take this fight. We can see Vinny and Exu building out a metal there, so they're trying to play it more defensive. They've got spare metal around them, and they're pushing back inside right next to the coastline here, trying to stay safe. But I think with the way Fresh played that, I don't think he wants to let them go. I don't think this is going to end well.
Well, I don't think this is going to end well for two teams because I just saw Zexro's team in the pink there. They're actually coming up and trying to third party. You can see them now actually saying, you know what, never mind. We forget it. We're sorry. We're just going to make our way across the river here and disengage. It is very early in the game, so these early engagements mean a ton. What you want to try to do is get to at least 12th place to get those placement points. Again, just to reiterate for those watching at home, Victory Royale is going to net you 15 points. Second place is 12 points. Third and fourth will get you 9 points. 5th through 8th will get you 6. 9th through 12th will get you 3, and each elimination will get 1 point. Keep in mind there are 30 teams here, so 17 teams are not going to place, which means that these early game engagements are so important to play properly.
Yeah, as well. And I mean, we're seeing how big the lobby is right now. This could turn into, oh, we see Laserbeam, Rel, and Husey going for the bush camping strat. I mean, you want to maybe make jokes about it. This is a very intelligent strategy. If you've got 3 players, you know, 2 of which or 1 of which is not very experienced in this scenario, this is a great play. They're dancing it out. I mean, I don't know so much about the secret strategy of sitting in a bush where no one can see you to then dance so they can hear you. But again, it's Laserbeam and Husey. Oh, Husey being taught how to do the L dance. Might be able to throw it on someone if he eliminates them later. If Husey takes down any of the pros today and hits him with the L dance, they are never going to live it down.
Let's see what he can do with this.
This is a very scary fight. Volk's one of the best players in the region, definitely one of the most aggressive. I know a lot of people are watching out for him tomorrow, but in trios, this is a player that could take down 3 players, including a pro by himself. He's getting the high ground now, trying to find these angles. Gets the snipe, unfortunately, just misses it. He's on the high ground, going to try and push across. Loserfruit here on the low ground, trying to get away. No, she's building up. She wants to fight him. She wants to take the fight straight to Volk. She's getting edited down. Volk goes faster. It's Volk versus Loserfruit. This is going to be an insane engagement to start off with. Loserfruit holding her own at this point, though. She's building up and playing defensively. And Volks is trying to get forward and trying to get in on her. Brody's falling in from behind. Brody, also a player who's the content creator, but he is a very good player in his own right. Yeah. Trying to get into on this female team.
We have some excellent names just in this situation.
to get to that safe white zone. So at the moment, Fresh's team is in the power position. We see Laserbeam's team hiding in the bush, but a boat is rolling up straight through them almost. Elevate gets out. This is 3 players so close. It's 6 players on top of each other, 2 full teams of 3, and they're rotating away from that bush. And we saw like a glimpse of the playstyle there. Rel, Laserbeam, and Husey made no move to fight them then. They were just happy to let them go straight past, playing that passive playstyle.
Yeah, and we have a bunch of teams right now in Salty Springs as well as on the outskirts, so we are going to have a definite engagement happening very shortly. What's going to be interesting, though, is if Laserbeam's team is actually going to try to third-party that, get a couple of eliminations, get a couple of points for their team, or if they're just going to play passively. We are back over here with Lachlan. He is taking some shots, so is Mr. Fresh Asian. They're a little bit low on shields right now. Zone is going to start moving in about 15 seconds, but they are on the slower side, so they will have time to finish this engagement. Call it right now. Who do you think is going to come out of this?
I mean, with the damage that Fresh just did then, I mean, Enshui, Lachlan, and Fresh have the position advantage. Vinny pushes up. It's pro versus pro right now. Fresh, if he can take out Vinny here, they're definitely taking out this fight. If you can eliminate the pro in these trios, it's going to be a big deal right now. So Fresh can find that elimination, but looking at Fresh's health and shield, that's pretty hard to take out 3 players. And I did notably point out that as far as the skill advantage goes, this team is incredibly close. Exu is a phenomenal player from OCE. Lachlan is also, so it's going to come down to maybe the difference in the celebrities here. We'll see how much practice Enshui's had with this team. They're turtling up through and they're trying to push up from the low ground. They're playing this incredibly well. Fresh is taking it slow. He finds the angle on Exu. If he can take that Exu here, which he does, that's a huge turning point. Fresh's team now has the numbers advantage. It's 3 versus 2, trying to find these angles. Enshui pushing in to close out this fight. Fresh just holding that high ground, making sure he doesn't get caught out. If Fresh goes down here, Vinny's on low ground with no shield. Fresh wants to finish this fight, and he does. He takes it down. Fresh, Enshui, and Lachlan getting 3 eliminations, and now they need to push in the zone nice and safe. That was a phenomenal play by them. That was really, really well done.
Absolutely incredible play, and you can see Mr. Fresh Asian actually was going back there, utilizing the storm, knowing that if he does get the eliminations, he is going to be getting health, he is going to be getting shield. Each elimination will net you 50 health or shield, whichever you don't have earlier. So if you're running low on health and you know that, you know, as somebody who plays a ton of Fortnite and who analyzes the game, do you go for the eliminations to try and get that 50 health or shield back, or do you try to loot a little bit more, move away from the teams and play the safe route?
Depends who you're versing. And I mean, in this situation with Volks being solo, he has the advantage of stealth right now. He was sitting directly under Loserfruit and her teammate Tina. I don't know if they know we're there, but that was the engagement we saw earlier. But Volks could maybe go for fishing. We saw he had the slurpfish there. We have Laserbeam, Rel, and Husey. They said they're going to have fun, and they're having fun, but really they're near center zone, boxed up under the bridge. That's a good strategy. That is 100% Rel leading this team.
But they are not as effective. Now we're doing a little bit of a split screen here. We can see Benji Fishy on the bottom right-hand side of the screen taking some shots over at a couple of players. He's trying to get some hits on replays. So I'm not sure if he actually ended up picking him out or not, but he's doing some damage there. My goodness. You can see that Parpy actually just got a knock on Oliver. That is going to be detrimental for that team as well. Parpy looking very good with his loadout. He has all of those traps, so we're going to have to see if he uses those.
Unfortunately, he's a solo as well. It's interesting, Parpy and Volks, 2 of the more aggressive players out of OCE. They both went to World Cup together as a duo, and now they're both playing solo in trios, so their teammates maybe not being able to keep up with them. We also saw those shots that were coming out from Benji Fishy. The only surviving player I could see on that trio was the celebrity. So we're going to have to see how maybe they can play this one out without the direction. We see our first sights of Muselk so far, but I can see he's holding the high ground. Muselk, one of those content creators we're talking about, that's definitely on the better side. He is playing in the pro solos tomorrow, so he's holding his own up here. Ruben Styles and Jordan still alive, but opting to stay on the low ground. So this would be interesting to see how this one plays out. This is a stacked lobby. 46 players alive, 4th zone starting to close in, or about to start closing in. This is a good lobby. Mully going down, unfortunately. Talking about Fresh. No, Fresh going down, sorry. Fresh is going down to Mully. Lachlan's by himself now. He's him and Enshui going to try and hold this one out if they can. They've lost their pro. Fresh is down, and it's now Enshui and Lachlan trying to hold it out. Beautiful edits. Lachlan trying to edit the cone up to hold himself, protect himself from this spray. Jinx getting sprayed out now as well, though. So Mully took down Fresh, but went down himself. So unfortunately, the squad is now being third-partied. He might get the revive off, though. This team might be okay.
Yeah, they might be okay. He only has 1 flopper in his inventory, however, not really sure how much help that is going to end up being. We can see Lachlan going down to 5 health, taking shots from behind, is using his builds to try to get out of this very sticky situation. He has 2 Vanish Bazookas in his inventory that he is going to try to get it off. Only is able to get 2 shots up, unfortunately, getting him 30 health, but does take a little bit more damage. Oh my goodness. Here is the action.
They're getting held right now. That's the problem. We got so many full trios there. We got a full trio to the north one. We got Sath and Temp taking some solid shots on them, just spraying into them. So right now, unfortunately, Fresh's team setting up on top of Jinx's has cost them a lot, because now they've drawn the attention of this full trio who is looking a lot healthier than them. They've smelt the blood in the water. They're pushing forward. Lachlan and Enchway hiding out. They might wait till they rotate. This is beautiful. Lachlan and Enchway are hiding while the other team leads them away right now. Mully and Jinx are making a Sath's team push forward onto them and chase them away. They might be able to get their way back in this, but they're pushing into some amazing trios here. Benji Fishy, no surprise there. He has got his full health trio on the high ground, holding everyone coming into zone, showing his competitive spirit there. He is a phenomenal player, and I'm not surprised that he's leading this team that well.
He has always been very good at gatekeeping, like you said, just waiting for the players to really just run into his spray of bullets that he lets out. It's worked out for him very well in the past. Now we are taking a look at another team up here. We have Alethea, and that team in particular with Benji Fishy on it, they are looking great in terms of their health, the resources, everything like that. You can tell that Benji Fishy's experience, not only with previous events, but just as a competitive player, has really come through there.
Yeah, definitely. They're in the power position of this game right now. They're on high ground, no one's shooting at them, and that's the thing. When you have to rotate into the existing zone from outside the zone, everyone's going to hold you. We touched on earlier, no rotation. You have to walk in. They know which way you're heading. You're between them and the zone, and you can just spray them out. They're on the high ground. They're looking good. Lachlan and Enchway back in it. Like I said, Lachlan's showing a lot of intelligence right now. He is a competitive player who has been playing for a very long time. That decision to just hide, wait till the team's rotated past, and then rotate late has proved incredibly useful. We have 3 eliminations on Benji, 1 on Richie, so they have 4 points in total coming into placement very, very soon. We have 22 teams alive. Once we get into those top 12 teams, that's when placement points are going to start coming out. I saw Parfy there in the feed, one of the solo players still holding it down. This is the favorites we talked about earlier, Slayer, Mitch Robinson, and Mao. And Mitch has 3 eliminations. Their celebrity has 3 eliminations, all 3 of them.
Unbelievable. Now, if I was just watching from home and tuning in for the first time, Aussie, I would honestly think that I was looking at a competitive scrim.
Sure.
We're looking at over 40 players still alive in this lobby. We are on zone number 6. This is absolutely unprecedented at these types of events. I can't even believe what I'm watching right now. Benji Fishy tarping out, using the cones to reinforce the structure to make sure that he's not easily shot down, but a huge risk taken by him. We see Richie here taking some shots. He does still have shield in his inventory, but a team is trying to push up on him. He does go down to 48 health. He needs to get those shields off right now.
Yeah, he's trying to get into this thing. It shows how good these players are, that they can carry people they've never played before. Benji Fishy showing his competitive nature, getting these players in. He is a phenomenal in-game leader, just tarping out for them. Alethea is just following behind. She's doing well as well. She's getting some builds out. Benji leading the charge. They're looking at him at the front there, reinforcing these builds, making sure they hold up, and now he's going to try and get them onto the high ground. They're in the best position coming into endgame. Seeing Airwax take down a few people in the feed, Elevate taking down Jinx, so Jinx's team is now without their pro. If Mully is still holding out in this kind of a lobby, I would not be surprised if any content creator or celebrity gets confused. I would be getting confused in this lobby right now. This is a stack lobby. Twix pushing up towards Benji Fishy. Look how many players we have alive right now.
This is absolutely wild. Just a moment ago, I talked about how we had over 40 players. Now we're down to 27, 16 teams remaining. Again, 4 away from those placements. Benji Fishy with the huge upset ends up taking out a member of Cloud9. We can see Epic Whale is still alive. Aerox is still alive. Harpy's there. We have Staff here. He gets another elimination. Nets himself another 50 shield and health. Does take out Volks as well. Volks has gone down. 20 players alive. We are now at the threshold for placement points.
Yeah, we are. We're on the second rotating zone now. Jesse trying to get this elimination. He does. He takes down Leon. He keeps pushing through. The tunneling coming out. He needs to make it forward as he can and just keep pushing with what he has. He does not have a lot of materials. 7 builds total, as you can see there, beneath his eliminations. He has 3. He's pushing into this placement threshold. Any further he goes now, it's going to be amazing. Elevate looking so healthy, though. He has 1 Slurfish, 3 minis with an amazing inventory, except for those materials. He only has 4 builds. He's waiting for Zexo to push forward. If he gets this elimination on Zexo, he can replenish some of those mats, and he gets shot from behind, unfortunately. Who is this on high ground? Of course it is Zayt, the competitive veteran on high ground, absolutely decimating this lobby. Elevate taking a lot of damage here, trying to hold the builds. He managed to replace some of those mats, and he goes down to Zexo. We have some of the best international players in the world. Jaomok, Zexo, Zayt, Luta. We have 2 OCE players and 3 NA. Europe is out of contention this first game. Jaomok trying to fight it scrappy on the low ground. He's trying to find his way through these builds. Luta, he's versing one of OCE's best mechanical players in Chances. They are a duo right now. Luta and Chances are on the same team with these fish skins. Jaomok pushes out and cannot handle it. Zayt on the high ground. He has to 2. It's 3 players alive. He's trying to find this one in there. Lude and Chance on the low ground with Zexros. We have 3 teams. So far, you'd have to say Lude and Chance have the advantage right now, being the only duo versing 2 solos.
Yeah, unbelievable. Zayt does have the ultimate high ground. You can see that he used the harpoon gun to actually bring in some metal, give him some mats, because until that point, he was running very low. Still controlling the high ground. We have Chances down here, looking to make some edits. Doesn't have a ton of builds left either. This is coming down to the wire, Ozzy.
It's coming so close. We have Luder and Chances using the numbers advantage, but Zayt having the positional advantage. Right now, Luder is phenomenal mechanically, but Zayt right now, this is the player who has won so many tournaments, played in so many massive lands. Let's see if he can close down low ground against Luder. Shots come out, and no! Zayt goes down to Luder. 22 points for this team in their first game. They pick up 7 eliminations as a squad and the victory royale. Going down, Zayt's team coming second. That was a phenomenal first game. This is Celebrity Pro-Am Trios. In case you've just tuned in, you may have missed this. A lot of those players are not competitive Fortnite players. That was a phenomenal game.
I honestly don't know if we are going to top the first game of the day. We're both here shaking our heads. We absolutely can't believe it. I know the crowd absolutely cannot believe it as well. The level of competition we just saw in that game was, like I said, it was unprecedented.
After match number 1, we'll see how all of our teams come out of this one on top. No big surprises to see Chances, Luther, and Oliver Packard up there on top, of course. 15 points coming out of the Victory Royale, and 7 eliminations ain't half bad either.
Definitely not. 7 eliminations is definitely not too shabby at all. In second place, we have Zayt's team, who Zayt was able to survive to the very end, but unfortunately Chance's team and Luder, they ended up taking him out at the very end there. But 5 eliminations, 17 points for them isn't too shabby either. Benji Fishy coming in third with his team, 7 eliminations, 13 total points. We do have a pretty nice spread, all the way from 1st to 10th place, but we still have 2 games left to play, so this is anyone's tournament at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. The big takeaway for me as well is that Benji Fishy was there by himself for quite a while. So to see him up there in 3rd place, obviously plays him smart, Fortnite pushing his way through. We go through the rest of the teams. Mitch Robinson up there with Mao and Chief Slayer, of course. They'll get 3 points from placements, 3 points from elimination, 6 on total. Play It Shady, Papi, and Matt O'Gorman coming through. Now, they also, I think, were down to just 1 player, and Papi had to get them through to the end. So managed to pick up some elimination points as well. So not bad. We work all the way through to 20th place. You see points on the board for eliminations here and there. But I guess the takeaway for me, Pookie, is that